What's up, it's Kathy, and I'm back with another process video for paper issues, and this is for their free file challenge where you use a cut file from the shop. And I just showed you briefly the cut file. It was this scallop one, and it's really cool, and I cut it out knowing full well that I actually wasn't going to use the page, but that I wanted the scallops. And what I actually wanted them for was I wanted a white on white kind of detail effect on my paper. And if I use the other sheet and back the scallops with pattern paper or something like that, then I have used it twice. Or I could use it as a mask for spritz or tracing or something. So these types of cutouts kind of have a dual purpose, because you could use the negative parts or you could use the positive cut, and I'm using essentially the negative part. And as you can see now, because I'm lazy, I'm not stitching through all of it, but you could totally stitch through these scallops and it would look really, really cool. So that's kind of something you could do. And I wanted, most of the reason I wanted to do that was because I knew I was doing a white background. I wasn't going to be doing any mixed media, and I was putting everything on an angle, so I just wanted a little bit of added texture. So this is kind of using a cut file, but very subtly. And I did cut around all four sides so that I could back the paper, and I ended up cutting it quite small, a little bit smaller than I would have liked. So you're seeing quite a bit more of a background polka dot paper than I was originally expecting, but I'm just going to go with it. The paper I was using had a bit of a fold in the bottom. The corner was folded up, so I just ended up folding it up completely and stapling it, and then I did the same at the top, and that's just, I don't know, just for a little bit of extra fun. So I'm kind of building a base for my photos. I didn't want to layer each photo separately. I wanted to just do it as one large paper cluster and then put the photos on. So that's what I'm going to do. The photos themselves are not going to have any kind of paper backing. They've just got their white border. And these are photos of my daughter on her first bike, quote unquote. Like, she's had a tricycle before, but this was her first bike, and it had training wheels on it. And the bike's actually my niece's, and it was passed down to her. And it's kind of sad. She's so kind of tiny on this bike that she does not have the strength to push it. So she's not the greatest biker yet, but she'll get there. And so this was the day after they were all done daycare and school for the summer, because they were going to be staying home with me. So my son got a new bike and she got an upgrade bike. So I'm not ready to actually spend like a lot of money on a bike for her yet. So she's just using a secondhand one till she learns. Anyway, so the main idea was to do it on an angle, and then I really wanted to do some fussy cutting because I had a piece of paper from the Pink Paisley Wild Child collection, and it had a whole bunch of sayings and different things on it in really fun colors, and you can see some of them there. The cloud that says "Live in the Dream" and "Rainbow Chaser" and "Hero" and "Crazy Cute," they're all from the paper. I cut out ones that would go well with the color scheme that I wanted to work with. And I decided I was going to do several clusters around the photo. I end up doing about 4, which is kind of a weird number to do, but that's what I went with. And I used some of the My Mind's Eye, I don't know what it's called, if it was like Stay Rad or something like that. It's a newer collection, and you can get it in the shop, and it's got pink foiled accents on it, and it's really neat. And I'm using just some stickers from it, and that was because I wanted to bring in some more green, because there's quite a bit of green in the photos. And like the donut that I'm using there is from that it's from the chipboard set for it. Couldn't find the stickers. they were somewhere else and I just kind of forgot where they were. So I'm doing these whole like clusters with stickers from Wild Child, chipboard, and the cut aparts, and I just want this to be super crazy. Like this layout is gonna go way more overboard. Oh, it's called Good Vibes. There we go. Yeah, this layout's gonna go way more overboard than it needs to, and I just kind of wanted that. I wanted a lot of excess with this one, and I'm kind of keeping with a particular color scheme, and because I didn't really add in a whole bunch of red, I didn't want to bring in a bunch of red with it, so certain things don't match and don't work out so well. And I'm really, the biggest issue I had with this layout, it's not an issue, but what took the most time was just deciding where every single thing was going to go. And I didn't really have a title that I knew that I wanted to use yet. I thought I was going to use that Crazy Cute as a title, but I end up liking it a little bit further down, and I have popped some of the stuff up on Fun Foam as well, just to add a little bit more dimension and stuff like that to it. And then I loved that Superfly. It was really cool looking. It was just so cool, and I just knew I had to use it. I ended up putting it on the side and really enjoying it on that side. But then I start moving it around and trying to figure out another place that it could go. And I end up kind of using it as the title and putting it right under the photos, because that's where I kind of end up liking it the most. So that's where it ends up going. And thankfully I was able to move stuff as I needed, and you could see I put some Fun Foam underneath that too, and that was just to pop it up since it was already half popped up from sitting on the photo. And I'm trying to put like a good cluster of images as well as phrases and stuff like that. I didn't realize stuff was going to pop up on my like Facebook and stuff was going to pop up while I was doing this voiceover. And even when I close it, it still pops up. It's really frustrating. Yeah, because I don't even have anything open, but oh no, it's still going to do it. Anyway, so I decided to move a few things. You can see like I just went crazy, and I wanted to put like some of the blue outlined stickers and images in each cluster, because it was very much like the part that stood out the most, so it kind of needed it. So I'm going crazy with the Fun Foam, getting that unicorn to kind of be popped up as well, and it's that rainbow is kind of in such a way with that unicorn that it's kind of cool. It fits in certain areas. And then I was like, oh, I need to bring in like another animal, so let's bring in a dog. So I ended up bringing in like a dog and a tiger and a panda and a unicorn and the rainbow. And I showed this to my daughter, and she absolutely loved this layout because she's just all about all this stuff. And there were so many bright colors, and it was just, you know, perfect for her. So this is just like such an overboard crazy layout. And I'm so nitpicky about certain parts needing to have enough colors. Like I need to have that pink foil in certain places. I need to the Pink Paisley Wild Child collection has like a teal foiled accent, so it's got to be in certain places. I wanted to make sure that there was a little bit of that green from Good Vibes in different places. So like I've got too many things that I'm thinking through with this. But I'm just gonna keep going. But in the end, like when it was all said and done, I really liked it. It was one of those kind of layouts where I just look at it, I'm like, yep, that's me. Just never know when to stop, so don't stop and just keep going crazy. And yeah. But I really liked putting it on the angle. I just really loved the end of it. So that's where all the final stickers are going. I had a little bit of the scallops left over, so I'm going to end up sticking them kind of around near the photo and areas just to give a little bit more texture, because of course some of them did get covered up. But I just like the subtleness of it, you know, like it's just kind of just a little bit of added, so it's not quite just a plain background, you know, there's just a little bit of something to it. Anyway, so the last thing I think I'm going to be doing is adding Heidi Swap Color Shine, and I'm doing it in like a hot pink color, which is much different than any of the other colors on this page, but I just wanted something a little bit funky and a little bit out of the norm for what I normally use. And it just looks like it's such a vibrant kind of blue pink color. And it's really cool. I'm going to put some big drops around too. So that is the whole layout, and I'm really happy with it. And thank you guys so much for watching. And make sure you check out Paper Issues for tons of free cut files. Bye.